Do you think the stock market's gonna go to hell and we'll die?
Oh my god!
I know this is not financial advice, but tell me what I should do.
Man,
Like, I couldn't imagine being in a ring and like having to beat the shit. Unless the other person like was someone I hated, like the worst villain. I'm like fighting against like fucking Hitler. Like,
Welcome to another Offline TV podcast. Disguised Toast is not here. He's playing Sussy Sundays, so I'm here. With us, we have Scarra and our special guest, Graham Stephan, of the Graham Stephan YouTube channel, Graham Stephan Family YouTube channel, Iced Coffee Hour podcast YouTube channel, Graham Stephan 2 Electric Boogaloo channel. He's a stock investor. He does real estate. He's like anything money. He likes fish.
it's great. That's a really good intro, actually.
Yeah. Also, special guest Henry filling in for Broden because he's also playing Sussy Sundays. It's a very important time of the week. Okay.
whoa, what episode number is it?
21.
21. Podcast 21. Good stuff.
Happy to be proud of it. Thanks so much for the invite here, by the way.
Oh man.
Yeah, thank you for coming.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, what the fuck?
Dude, just chill, man. You just gotta talk.
I don't fucking host anything.
You guys punched each other like 2 weeks ago.
How has it been since punching each other?
Man, it's been wild.
Yeah?
I see you took the Creator Clash Gold.
Oh,
thing.
I didn't.
You
I
didn't?
left it there and they took it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Henry, I didn't know we were allowed to take it home.
I didn't think so. I grabbed mine though. I figured, well, what are they gonna say? Are they really gonna put it back?
Yeah.
No,
It's got my fucking
it's
name
just
on it.
like, I went through enough to do that. I may as well just take this.
Yeah,
take the thing.
I'm
Who
just
else is
taking
gonna-
shit from the locker.
Believe it or not, it sounds terrible, but they brought in snacks. You know, like the bars. I grabbed handfuls and I
love
put it in my
taking
bag.
yeah.
because I just didn't know, and I had the next
Yeah.
opportunity. I'm like, I came all the way here. I may as well get some snacks.
I'm a huge subscriber of stealing from any place I go.
if it's free,
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
and
not
that
really
too,
theft.
yeah.
If they're giving it to you, you
Yeah.
have a right to take as much of it as you want.
Yeah,
to.
yeah.
Oh, it's responsible.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay.
So
Man, I didn't know there's another klepto, man. Michael is like the biggest klepto I know. We'll just like be.
I do love stealing.
Yeah, he does a little stealing.
what's your favorite thing to steal?
Usually like spoons from restaurants.
Really?
Like, just like if it's like a really good night, if I'm like really feeling it and it's like, wow, this is a good night, I want to remember this. I just fucking take a
Take a
spoon. Yeah, I
Don't
just
they
take a
all
little
look the
thing to
same?
remember it.
How do you differentiate? Like this night was this spoon.
Well, I've usually taken different cutlery. So like a fork. I took a steak knife once, which was a pretty
Where
big.
do you put that?
In the sleeve or like in the pocket. Like you like pretend to drop it and then you come up and it's not there anymore. And then you're good. I stole.
Funny
Oh, I
they don't
stole.
check, yeah.
I took a like a whole Xiaolong Bao steaming basket from Din Tai Fung under my shirt.
How?
So I
Dude,
could,
yeah.
so I could have it. We've never used it, but
But it's there. You said.
But it's
Okay.
there, yeah,
All right.
exactly.
Okay.
Do you store this in like a trophy
Yep.
case?
yeah, I have a box.
Oh my god, you are a klepto. I was kind of kidding.
The box is
Just
awesome.
make sure to label it like this night,
True.
this place. You have evidence in case there's a
Stolen
raid. They
from.
know exactly where to return it to. But yeah, it's been good since then.
Yeah.
I'm fully healed up. I feel
That's good
good. Yeah, someone mentioned something because I did a podcast right afterwards, and I'm like, "How do you feel?" It was like the inside of my nose was swollen, and I made all these like I just basically described what it was, and some like ER guy reached out to me right afterwards, like, "I think you have this case of this," and he described it perfectly. He's like, "I highly recommend you get this checked out," and it got me so nervous because that's what it could create. It basically eats away at the cartilage because it doesn't get the proper blood flow because of swelling, and I forget what it's called. But basically the cartilage eats away and your nose just looks like all deformed.
That's fucking.
And so I looked that up, and I'm a hypochondriac, so I was like, I have this for sure.
Yeah.
And this is undiagnosed. But thankfully, I mean, maybe not they, but I called all these doctors the next day, and they all say, no, we're booked out for another month. So it's either you got to go into the ER or you got to wait a month. And I figured, well, I may as well just wait a week, and it went away. So I'm okay.
Oh
stuff.
So I'm
god.
fully fine now.
That's good. I wonder how some of those other fighters did, or like are doing if they're like fully healed by now.
Probably.
'Cause Ryan was pretty fucked up.
Yeah. I saw his nose afterwards. It was massive.
Have you seen that picture?
No, I didn't see the
Ryan's nose is like folded out. It's crazy. It was broken.
It's like his nose was broken, but he came back and looked all right, but his eyes were red.
Dude, you guys are you guys are troopers for doing boxing. Like, I couldn't imagine being in the ring and like having to beat the shit, unless the other person like was someone I hated, like the worst villain in the universe. I'm like fighting against like fucking Hitler, like Pol Pot, and I'm just like fuck it, I gotta do this for the human race, kind of deal. Like I couldn't go in there like beat up like people I know, essentially.
That was the hardest part. I felt so bad. I mean, I know that's like this part of it, but that does not come natural to me to want to hit anyone.
Weird.
So it's a strange feeling. I didn't like it. I knew you had to do it. But going back, there would have been a lot of things I would have done differently. I think the training, it sounds like you got way more training than I did. I was doing 3 to 4 times a week.
I think, I did like 5 times a week.
Yeah.
And like running too. Like I also started running like 2 months before I started training, just because I heard it was like very important. And I fucked up my legs from it. But like I still can't run on a treadmill super good because my hip is fucked up.
Interesting.
I was getting like shin splints and stuff, so still coming back from that.
Yikes.
But yeah, it was a lot of training, and I think a lot of people are now like hitting up my coach because he's he's very efficient at his training.
I could see that. Your coach put you in a lot of sparring sessions, and I think I underestimated probably just the length that you were going to go. I mean, I wasn't sure, and I didn't want to ask you, hey man, how much are you training for this? So I could I wanted it to be a fair sort of deal. How much are you sparring? So I underestimated.
Yeah.
By far.
I didn't have a single sparring where I didn't get shit on entirely.
Really?
Absolutely decked out every fucking sparring, which is I think that was like half of my nerves going into it. I was like, I have never like won a round in sparring. Because he's around. Because he's like, obviously you don't win in sparring, you're just doing it. But it's like, I can tell if my face and head hurt, I lost the round.
Right.
That's a lose for me. He was like, there's not a lot of like guys our height to like spar in boxing. So I was sparring him for a while. Mm-hmm. And obviously like he's kind of toning it down or he would maul me to death. But like he'd sometimes just like be like, fuck it, and let loose like an 8-punch combo, and I'd be like in the corner. Yeah. And then he took me to like a boxing gym, and we were like finding people to spar, and there was this girl named Norma, and he was like, oh, do you want to spar her? And I was like, sure, yeah. Is she gonna beat the shit out of me? And he's like, probably. And she's like this like incredible box. I was like, how long have you been boxing? She's like, oh, since I was like 9. And she like, it was really useful because they all had different styles. Yes. She was like a turtle, like absolute frustrating defense, and then she would check hook me in the face. That was the hardest I got hit. She would check hook me in the head, and I'd like take a second to recover. I got beat up by a 14-year-old child.
Wow, you're telling me about it. Wasn't this person like a world renowned?
He's like the best in the United States for 14-year-old for his age and I guess weight.
God. Yeah, 14.
Yes. He was like fucking Aang from Airbender. He was like floating around the ring. He would like circle me like a shark. He'd like get in and then hit me 3 times and then move out and he'd just fucking keep circling me.
It's so efficient.
Yeah, it was very efficient. And it was but it was like you were saying, the sparring was like useful to see the different like people, see the different like styles and shit.
Yeah, that's where I could have definitely, I think, improved.
Like
I was sparring the trainer, but obviously it's very technical. So it's not like anything that you wouldn't be used to, and like you said, tone it down. But then I was also sparring the same guy. He's been boxing for 3-4 years, but the same person only a few times is different than like a new person every time.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel though? You guys started a revolution because like next year I hear there's like,
dude, we got off lucky. Fuck that. I think so. Fuck doing this for a year. Like the stakes are so much higher. You know?
I have, this is unconfirmed, but I've been told that there's like 3 events next year that are similar to what you guys did.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
Including like exactly what you guys did. Creator Clash 2, I hear is like in the works. And so like they're figuring out stuff, but like everyone was like, oh my god, like people want to watch this. And so like immediately like people hit up the same fucking production crew that does Creator Clash did like Cutie Cinderella's Streamer Awards, right? Mm-hmm. And I think they're just like doing everyone's now.
Really?
I think so. I'm not sure.
I mean, they were really good though.
They were.
I mean, they were so professional. Oh. But yeah, I think going into this, Ian was saying like, take it seriously. You're gonna get hit in the face, but just put on a good show and like take it seriously, and this is a real fight.
Yeah.
And so I think all of us kind of went in thinking, okay, we're going to do our best. But seeing that now, people are going to start training ahead of time.
Oh, yeah.
And dropping everything that they're doing. It's going to be on a new level.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't have done it after seeing the first one, just because I know, okay, well, you got to sacrifice something. What is it?
I mean, I look at Ian versus Dr. Mike at the end. He didn't come out looking like he got beat. I think they delayed some of the rounds because they went a very long ending. I felt like they kind of want to build it up. And I felt like, damn, he went 5 rounds. He looks beat the fuck up, kind of.
He was doing the damn
Yeah,
thing.
but I respect. He lasted the entire time. But I was like, holy moly.
Yeah, that was an awesome fight. That's the only fight I got to watch in person.
Same.
Right? It was the Dr. Mike fight.
I had to watch that one. So
Yes.
Yeah.
I had to. But that was nuts. I mean, watching them both. I would love to see them both come back. Maybe not fight each other, but I'd love to see Dr. Mike come back, fight somebody else, and Ian fight somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was...
And they raised a lot of money for charity.
Yeah, over almost 1.3.
Yeah, 1.3 million, I think it was. Yeah.
It's absolutely
And I bet it could still be coming in by selling something else from that. Maybe streaming. I don't know.
Surely, yeah. Yeah, I'm interested to see how those other events do, because not for performance, but in terms of how seriously the contestants take it. Because I think for me, it was oh, this is a fun boxing thing, until I saw Ian being I'm doing this 5 times a week.
Yeah.
I'm eating chicken and rice, and it's all I fucking do. I just box during the days. And I was like, how the fuck? Yeah, and so I took it more seriously from seeing him. I don't know if these other events are going to take it quite as seriously.
I think they will.
I hope they do.
I think the stakes are higher, and so people are going to take it more seriously.
Oh my god.
That's what I think.
Graham, Ian got LASIK to box.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's good to get LASIK.
Yeah,
just
yeah,
in general. I think it's a good,
yeah.
improvement. You don't have to worry.
But he got it to box. Before the first event fell through, that he was supposed to be boxing.
Yeah,
right?
with rice gum. Yeah,
because
you can't wear contacts.
I would pay
during
double
it.
for that.
Holy shit, to see him fight on rice gum. That would be amazing. Yeah.
I'd fight rice gum.
What about the Island Boys? I feel like that would be the one you really have to
I would
train
fight
for.
both of the Island Boys.
Because you have to win. At that point, there's no if
You're
you
gonna
lose,
win, though.
then that's even worse.
Wait, who are the Island Boys?
You know the Island Boys?
No, I feel
Really?
like I'm so out of it.
Really?
Who are they? Explain quickly.
So if you go,
Island
boys, I
Yeah,
don't know.
I don't know. That's how they sing.
Island Boys.
Oh my
Just gonna
God.
Island Boys.
Just trying to make it.
Okay.
They're they blew up as a meme. They're this really fucking annoying twins who call themselves the Island Boys. I think they're from Florida.
Yes, they're from Florida. Florida man.
Yeah,
All right.
a peninsula, by the way, not an island. Yeah,
Peninsula Boys. That doesn't rhyme as well. Peninsula Boys.
yeah.
You're right. I already want to beat them up. Okay.
But they went viral. They were in the they were in the jacuzzi, saying Island Boys, and they had their hair just shooting out, and they were covered head to toe in tattoos. And so people tried imitating them by putting on little wires and stuff coming out of their hair, and they took off. And then they started making the rounds on social media. They did the Impulsive podcast where they walked off. And now they do a lot of cameos. So everything you see right now is them advertising their Cameo.
What the?
Yeah.
Oh, the website Cameo.
Yeah. But you could book them as a Cameo.
Oh.
And so they've been bringing down their prices lately.
The only person I know who's on Cameo.
You could get it for this video.
Yeah.
You could.
OfflineTV podcast number 24. How do they fucking talk?
Number 20.
Normally? Yeah.
Number
They got
21.
mugged in Hawaii.
Really?
They got jumped on an island, which was awesome.
What?
Yeah. Someone jumped them and stole their chains, I think. Because they wear a fuck ton of jewelry.
Oh.
Yeah.
But they're making the most of it, I have to say. If they have a year or two of notoriety, they're doing everything they can now to stay relevant for as long as possible. But I don't know how they're spending the money. That's the problem.
Do you have a Cameo?
I do have a Cameo.
You do?
Yeah. Yeah.
I can get you to say anything?
No. I mean, I probably turn 50% of them down.
That's 50% you accept.
Yeah, I accept it. But they're all nice. It's hey, this person's graduating college. Give them some words of encouragement. It's it's all motivational stuff. So
I do that shit for free on my stream. They're like, it's my birthday. Can I get a shout out? I'm like, yeah, sure, Brianna.
You gotta say,
yeah, happy birthday.
Cameo.com/Scarra.
Because I know someone recently that I was like, oh, you can get that from him, Uncle Roger. You can
Roger, what is it?
The food.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, of course.
With the
That's
accent.
cool.
You
Yes,
can get him on
absolutely.
Cameo. Because I saw someone else do that, and I'm like, I really want to do that for toast.
You should. I think it's good. I mean, I don't get them every day, but probably one or two a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take them off. What's your prices?
It's $189 per Cameo.
How'd you come to that price?
I looked at like Grant Cardone, Kevin O'Leary, and like some of those guys, and I was like, well,
charging like 500.
they're charging a lot of money. Yeah.
Per Cameo. Last time I checked, yeah.
Yeah, they're charging a lot. I think it was the other guy, Damon Johnson. So I looked at all of those, and yeah, I just priced it $189. If someone wants to pay it, they pay it. If not, I don't advertise it.
Yeah.
So it's like if people see it, they find it, but I'm not like shouting it out.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Some people, it's like their main thing. They like, they'll just like wait to the end of the week, bang off, like fucking 100 cameos. Each is like 10 seconds.
I can't.
I make mine like 1 to 3 minutes.
Oh,
because
really?
I feel bad.
Right.
If they get something and they're not happy with it, then I feel like I screwed up.
That's good.
So
Making like mini videos. On
Yeah.
Cameo.
I do. Well, I make sure that like I go above and beyond,
good.
and I stay in touch with some of those people because some of them like are surprises, and I'm like, just let me know how they react, and so
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Yeah.
I try to make the most of it.
Let's see. What are your thoughts on do you think
Yes, I do.
the stock market's gonna go to hell and we'll die?
Oh my god.
I don't know about imminent death, but it's interesting to watch the markets right now because I feel like early 2020 the markets went horrible, and I feel like we're kind of reliving some of those times. And for a lot of people too, they've never experienced a bear market. A lot of new investors have started in 2020 and only used to things
Oh,
going
that's true.
up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I forget what the percentage is. It was something like 20% of investors right now are
Yeah.
brand new.
New in the United
So
States, yeah.
for a large portion, they're panicking and they've never seen it before. They've never seen the market go down. So I wouldn't be surprised if we continue to see this go down for another year, but anything can happen. I mean, there's so many variables.
I just realized.
Yeah.
We never introduced you, like what you did.
Wow. Well,
we are.
We'll cut it in. We'll cut this in.
Yeah, yeah.
We're here with special guest Graham Stephan. He likes fish.
it's great. That's a really good intro, actually. That was good.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks.
You. Yeah. Did I cover all facets of
Pretty
your
much.
personality?
You mentioned the fish. Which I was surprised. Like most people don't even mention the fish. I love fish.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
Wait, like,
Yeah, he's got an awesome fish tank, like an amazing tank.
So did you ask him for help with fish?
No, I have a single goldfish,
Oh.
so it's very different.
This is a 310-gallon reef aquarium.
The effort he put in to make that goldfish stay alive felt like it was a 300 pound aquarium.
yeah.
You gotta see his. It's like, I mean, yours is also saltwater too,
saltwater,
which is like a whole different annoying
What?
thing.
It's a reef. It's real coral, real fish, real shrimp.
Is it like in the middle of your house?
Yeah, so when you walk in, it separates the entry from the living room.
Oh my! So everyone just sees it.
Everyone sees
Yeah.
it right when you walk in. It's my pride and joy of this time. I probably spent 30 minutes a day tinkering with the tank.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a cool community. I'm on all these Facebook groups where people trade pieces of their coral.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, the
really
coral
cool.
people are freaks.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Wait, there are people who are into everything. Like
Yes.
just like every small thing
There's a
possible.
community of anything that you could imagine. And there's a community involved in a specific type of coral too.
What?
Called acropora. And it's like the most difficult to take care of coral, but it's also the most colorful. And so there are people who only specialize in that one type of coral. Like that's their thing is acropora coral.
I only take the teal color aquapora. That's my
Actually,
specialty.
the industry leader in teal color aquaphora. Yeah, he's got like a separate tank under the tank, the sump, right?
Oh, the sump, yeah.
Yeah, it's like another tank that you can add stuff to. Right? Can you explain?
It's all the yeah. So below the tank is called the sump. So you put all like the filtration in there. Some of the media you might put in there. People will start to grow algae in the sump just for nutrient export. But yeah,
this is a real. You're literally cultivating life.
yeah, you are.
Oh my god!
Yeah, and it's amazing too because some things are when they're really happy in the tank, they'll start spawning. So I had some damsels lay eggs together. So that was pretty cool. I've had the shrimp spawn and I've had the snail spawn a whole bunch of times. And some of the corals will propagate themselves. Like a little piece will just fly off and float, and then when it hits some rock, it'll latch onto the rock and then start growing there.
That's pretty
It's really
awesome.
cool.
Yeah.
It's a great hobby.
You're selling me on this coral.
It's a fun hobby, and the people into it are so nice, and because everyone's just as into it, like you hit it off immediately.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
I did not
it's
expect
fun.
to be talking about like
Yeah.
fish tanks
Yeah,
and coral.
sea creatures.
That's how you kind of got your start, right? Was like doing
Yeah.
aquarium stuff.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I was always obsessed over fish. So I'd go to like the fish store as a kid. I'd get like the goldfish and stuff like that. But I saw the saltwater fish, and I knew like one day I wanted a saltwater aquarium. And so I think when I was 11 or 12, my dad got me a small saltwater tank for my birthday. I got obsessed with it, and then I went online and found these communities when I was 12 years old. Where people would talk about their aquariums, and then I noticed, wait a second, there's a meetup, and these people meet up in a guy's backyard and trade pieces of coral. It's called a frag swap. And so when I was 12 years old, I told my dad I want to go to the frag swap at some guy's house in Encino, and I show up.
Wait. He didn't say no? Like, that's not fucking weird?
He went with me.
Oh.
But yeah, he didn't just drop me off. No.
Okay.
'Cause everyone else is like, probably 20 to 60 years old, and I was like 12 going into this.
Yeah.
So I think everyone going in just wanted to like be really nice to me, because it's like, here's a kid doing it. So everyone was like so encouraging. And then from there, I ended up getting a part-time job at a wholesaler. And like, basically you imagine like the Long Beach Aquarium or something, except like a wholesale company where everything is for sale. And so I started working there after school, just loving it. I just wanted to work for free, and they would pay me in coral. Or fish, because they couldn't pay me, but they're like, hey, if you want to help out, like, we'll pick out a coral at the end of the day. I loved it.
Oh my God.
And so that evolved. I got obsessed with working. I mean, that's my first foray into like, making money was like getting paid in coral and fish. I loved it.
The financial advice is don't get paid in money. Just get paid in the exposure is the coral.
Yeah,
Oh,
I loved it.
God.
That's all I wanted. Like, if I got money anyway, I'd spend it on the coral. So let's cut out a piece of that process. Let's go straight for the coral. That's all I want anyway.
That's awesome.
But that evolved, and got a bigger and bigger tank from working. And that was just, and then I also, I think when I was 15 or 16, started getting paid for doing that, like, cash. But I spent it all on the tank anyway. But
You may as well have just getting
I may
paid
as
in
well,
coral.
yeah. But yeah, that's how I got really my first start into working was through the fish tank.
That's crazy. Yeah. Man, I don't think a lot of people know that. Have you ever considered doing any like fish tank content? Because I quite liked your couple episodes about setting up your fish tank and the other guys, the Coral Reef 2G. I think.
Yeah. Coral Fish 12G is the other channel. His name is George, but he just does aquarium content. It's so much fun. I would consider it.
Yeah.
It's a small audience. I'm more about like how do I attract as many people as possible?
You already got
But-
like 9 YouTube channels going?
Four
YouTube channels?
5. I think 5 when you include one of the podcasts.
5?
Right, yeah,
That's
5.
5.
Yeah. How do you manage that?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. The main channel I just do myself.
Okay.
That's 3 videos a week. That's just my grind. Second channel is a reaction channel, and I have a partner on that. He handles all the editing and stuff like that. So
Okay.
all I got to do is just film. That's easy.
Nice.
And then I got a podcast, same partner on that, but that's just showing up for an hour and filming. So that's pretty easy. Then there's another, it's called Millennial Money. It's just like kind of similar to this, where we get together and we just talk about investing. Yeah.
Sorry.
And then
keep going.
Oh yeah. And then there was a vlog channel, but I've scaled back on that. It's just a time thing.
Yeah.
So 4 to 5, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You know that's crazy.
Yeah.
You're sitting next to a guy who does one a year.
I know. It bothers me. When we talked a while ago, I'm like, you should be posting at least once a month.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
I'm going. Don't
one
you
video
worry.
a
I
month.
think I'm like a solid minute into this one, so we're good.
See? That's a minute.
What's the next video? Could you give us a hint?
It's got to do with boxing.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
with
is
the
it creating
Predator
a
Clash.
glove that like tasers
You
or
would think.
something?
just a gun in the glove.
It's got to dodge a bullet. It just has to. You can't give us any more hints. Like, what's the
I don't think so.
catch? No one's gonna copy
Some
it. Though.
boxing stuff.
The boxing stuff.
Yeah.
It's got to be a robot.
electricity.
Okay.
How do you plan stuff for your
Yeah.
videos? Do
It's
you
tough.
do everything for your personal videos?
I do. Yeah, the main channel, I do everything myself. I have an editor who probably takes care of 80% of the videos I make, but some of them I just want to edit myself.
Nice, nice.
Tough.
Yeah.
Because not every day, 3 times a week, I got to talk about something that's hopefully not repetitive.
Yeah.
Really difficult. Yeah.
That's weird because you've been doing this for years.
5.5 years.
Yes.
Yeah.
So how do you talk about financial advice that like it has to be new?
News is usually the best pivot because
something-
every day there'll be something I could talk about in a way that'll impact a lot of people. So it could be 50% of millennials decide that buying a house is bad, let's just say. And I see that, I enjoy it. And so I'll make a video talking about real estate from the perspective of, is now a bad time to buy a home, and are millennials making the right decision? And I never will give advice like, yes, it is, or no, it's not. But I like to give the full picture and then let people come to their own conclusion. Because anytime you tell people what to do, then it's like, well, if you're wrong, it looks bad on you. So I'd rather just like present the facts, so no one could watch my video and be like, Graham was wrong, because they'd be arguing with facts.
Yes.
So
unless the news lied.
Unless the news lied. And I'm sure there are things where it's like maybe a wrong statistic or something out of context. I'm sure there has to be something.
Yeah.
But I'm really careful about what I say. And that's why I spend so much time planning those videos. It's tough, though. But I also realize that not everyone is watching every single video consecutively. Yeah. So I've noticed I could talk about the same thing. And there are people, it's actually a significant portion of people where to them it's brand new. So, if I'm saying buy index funds or be diversified, then it's...
Yeah, you're still getting
a new audience every time, every video.
Yeah. Do you ever mess around with... do you do your own thumbnails?
I do.
Because you definitely have like a specific thumbnail style, which is good, I think. Yeah. Like to be able to recognize that it is you without reading the name. Have you ever messed around with really optimizing that shit?
I have.
It's like Mr. Beast will change his like 3 different times. Mm-hmm. Mark Rober will have go change through them 3 different times.
It's tough because thumbnails, I look at the thumbnails sometimes and I say, that's repetitive.
Yeah.
That wouldn't work for me. But then when you look at the numbers and you look at
people like it.
They like it. And so some of them, people will say, I hate that you make the same face in the thumbnail. I hate that you just, not reuse, but I'll make it a little bit different. And people are like, you do the same thing. It's lazy.
Yeah.
But when I've tried changing it up, the new thumbnails don't do as well. And so when I'm looking and I'm A/B testing every single video, I'm like, this thumbnail objectively gets more clicks. And so if my goal is to reach as wide of an audience as possible, I have to do that thumbnail. It would be irresponsible to do anything else. So, but sometimes thumbnails will work until enough people do that same format and copy it, and then it no longer works, and then you have to pivot. So it's those moments where you have to pivot to something new is a little bit difficult and challenging, finding what gets someone's attention.
Yeah, I think that's one of the most frustrating parts of YouTube for me is like
the thumbnail.
It's like having to put your brain on something that it has nothing to do with the video.
Yeah.
Like the video itself is already done. It's got all all the stuff in it, and then having to come up with the advertising thumbnail for it is
when someone tells me that 51% of the video is the title and the thumbnail, and I want to fucking blow up my brain.
I believe I
think it's more, maybe.
Probably.
It's like
90%.
Crazy. I can't believe it sometimes. I'm like, what the fuck?
I would say title thumbnail is probably the most important, because you could have the perfect video, but no one clicks on it if bad title thumbnail. But title thumbnail along with the first 3 minutes have to be perfect. And if they're not, the video is going to fail. I mean, most people click on a video, they're half concentrated. They don't think about all the work that goes in behind the scenes. But it's a lot of optimizing. And the algorithm is that'll decide how well the video does on a large scale.
Oh, God. This is the nitty-gritty that I fucking hate as a creator.
Really?
But I'll hate to the point where I don't do it. I think that people will hate to the point where they get frustrated and they do it. But I'll hate to the point where I would just I'll say fuck this, I just won't.
Oh,
which impacts me very negatively. I think, but that comes with I think a lot of what I there's just a bottom line for me that I'm just I just want to make cool shit, or I want to do stuff, and then if I have to do a bunch of nitty gritty stuff, it pisses me off.
Yeah, you have to do it, because for YouTube it's they just want people to stay on the platform, and if people scroll past your video, even if it's a great video, they're putting something else in its place.
Yep.
Just that'll get someone to click and watch the video.
The algorithm and TikToks are very deadly. They're very crazy, both of them.
Yeah, well, TikTok is something where their algorithm is so good and so optimized, where I've I've been logged out, not within an account on TikTok. And within short periods of time, it knows what you want on even a brand new account.
I don't know how they do that.
And I think it shows you, it just has a chart, where it's we're going to show you 10 videos. Out of the 10, you watch these 3. Okay, we're going to show you these. You watch those 2, we're going to show you these.
It's
within
scary.
Within 3 minutes, it's narrowed down where you live, what your focus are, what your interests are. It's nuts how good that is. Mm-hmm. And I think it's dangerous, because even last night I was trying to go to bed and I was like, may as well just go on TikTok because I'd like to check our own accounts and see how they're doing.
Yeah.
And one video came up on the homepage. I'm like, that's kind of interesting. See what the next one is. And 30 minutes later,
Dude,
I'm scrolling. It's so bad, and I've learned nothing from it. It's just mindless.
Yeah, I had to uninstall it from my phone. It was
Yeah.
like an hour before bed, an hour when I woke up.
Yeah.
It's such a good, well-refined. I've never seen it, so I think TikTok's the best I've ever seen with
I think so,
recommendations,
too.
for sure. Yeah,
You want to know something scary?
yeah.
40% of Gen Z spends 3 hours or more a day on TikTok.
3 hours
Or more.
That checks out.
40%.
That's
When
crazy.
you think of what you could do with 3 hours a day.
That's reasonable. Yeah,
Like,
you could be watching YouTube.
You could be watching. Okay, no, okay. Here's
My
the part.
channel.
No, here's the part that I purposely left out. But the other 40% watches 3 hours a day or more of YouTube. But
Yeah,
let's
I mean,
get rid of it.
yeah, I
YouTube
was
could at
doing
least be
that.
educational. But TikTok, like I don't know. You think of like you could hone a skill. You could like learn something new.
To be
you could-
honest, TikToks are crazy now. I ask people like, "What's the best way to travel?" And you know what? One person responded to me seriously.
Yeah.
Go to TikTok. There's a lot of travel TikToks where they'll
I
tell
love
you
those.
the best places
Yeah.
and exactly how to get there cheaply and what to do.
So it knows
Some
your
of them are good.
location. So when I'm in Vegas, it'll be like, we know the best spots in Vegas. Come check this out. And they're really good food places. And we found great restaurants from doing that. And then if we go and visit LA, we know the great spots in LA. Like it knows your location and
Yeah.
will serve you ads around that.
That's crazy.
so good.
I don't have TikTok installed. I don't have an account. I still watch TikToks daily through like Twitter and friends.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's like I'm like I don't have an account, but I still have like my favorite TikToker, which is like that's kind of weird, right? Like I shouldn't really have one, but I do. It's a food person from Japan.
Got it.
He
Okay.
makes the most disgusting food in the world.
Oh,
But it is he's so good. He's
oh, so the guy who eats grease?
he's the guy who cooks like from his bed. Like
Oh,
Or like-
that guy's fucking gross.
or like he'll do
do?
seafood
Yeah.
and he'll like store it in his bathtub and then like start cooking from there.
It's like a hikikomori, right?
Yes.
He's like there's like these people in Japan who just like never leave the apartment. It's like a very growing population. They just sit on their like phone or computer and just
Really?
live their lives in their apartment, which is kind of based of them, to be honest.
Yeah.
But this fucking guy, I think I saw the same one. He's like, yeah, gotta get some water for the ramen. He like gets it from the faucet, spits it in the cup, and like throws the ramen packet. He's like cooking like a little char siu on his bed, and he like lets it rest on the sheets, just seep it in, and then he puts it in the ramen. It's
Wait, so what's
fuck.
so people are just staying in the apartments? Is there a reason for that? Or is it just like,
Wait, what do you mean for
you
the part?
you say like people don't leave their apartment?
like the hikikomori thing?
Oh, it's like
is
it's
it?
just like this guy is just like
Yeah, okay.
He's like a homebody. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
But he has hilarious. Like his most disgusting video is he takes rice from a rice cooker that's molding. He washes it with hand soap. He chops it up. He fucking refries it and turns it into a meal. He goes outside his house to get garnished from like just random like from the street, and he films it and he puts it in and he eats it. And I was like, oh my god, this guy is a monster.
I think that's
Wow.
how penicillin was discovered.
Yeah, he can't die. he might have the strongest like
Immune system
in the world.
ever.
Wow.
But he's my favorite TikTok.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I see so much bullshit, random stuff on TikTok before I uninstalled it. I was getting like welding TikToks. So currently what I do is I had to uninstall TikTok, but now I'm on like YouTube Shorts because I can't get it off my phone without getting YouTube off my phone, and I gotta have that shit. So like I go to YouTube Shorts all the time, and I like see like welding TikToks just posted to YouTube. I get so many like trucker TikToks, like about American truckers who just, truckers.
Yeah.
Semi-truck drivers, and they'll like share their lives about living in a semi-truck. It's like, that's fucking cool. Like there's so many cool bits of it, but it's also like burning away my time nonstop.
Yeah, I watch those. The pimple popping videos.
Oh yes.
There's a dentist on there where they blast away plaque. Really satisfying to watch.
Oh, yeah,
And there's a
yeah.
lady who removes ingrown toenails.
Oh my god.
It's just like, but those are the videos where you see like a toenail going like that. Like you have to.
you have to see like how did they remove it, you know?
Yeah.
Oh god.
It's bad. But you know what? One thing I think that would serve TikTok really well is like a vlog. of someone's day. It's just like little, like the most viral moment of every day. If someone just like a Casey Neistat sort of vlog, but on TikTok.
I love how you just like Casey Neistat sort of vlog. Like that guy was the fucking incredible. That guy was so insane at what he did.
Yeah.
Like
I remember finding out.
Yeah,
that.
he's just fucking.
But imagine that with 1 minute on TikTok. And just someone every day posting one
I've seen a
video
couple of
day.
those.
Really?
But like, you know, it's not crazy. Usually it'll have a subject. So it'll be like, here's my vlog of how I'm like building a little house behind my house. Yeah, and those are good.
I saw one where it's like, I'm gonna do this anime dance until I find a girlfriend. And it's been 3 years, and every day he posts one, and he does. And he's refined the dance so well.
I believe it.
He's like
he probably doesn't think about it.
He's a master of it. But that's what he does every day. I think he's like on number one.
Someone needs to get him a girlfriend.
Yeah,
That's what the comments. The comments are literally like, "I'll take one for the team," like, or like, please, like, so
please
fun.
stop.
It sounds like at this point he's turning them down.
Yeah,
So he just wants to keep.
He wants
dancing.
to do the dance.
Or he's really picky.
Oh yeah, it's true.
Wasn't it? Didn't it come out recently that I guess China was having user access to the information in the U.S.? Wasn't it something like that?
The TikTok the TikTok app itself, someone did like a breakdown, like penetration testing of like what it has access to, and it's it's like the most invasive social media app that they've ever tested.
I believe it.
Like it's able to read like your clipboard somehow, so like stuff you copy, you know, like on your phone. So it's able to read your clipboard. It's able to like it's just nonstop invasiveness.
I would be worried about that when it comes to elections or influencing a policy or something like that, because I believe you could get Gen Z and millennials riled up enough to maybe move a certain way or believe a certain thing by showing them content of that on TikTok.
Dude, absolutely. I'm a fucking sheep. I'll listen to goddamn anything on TikTok. Yeah, I will.
I feel like I'm in a weird position where I'm like, I can expect like the government or any government to just have full like oversight of what I look at, like at all times. Maybe I'm just at the point where I'm like, okay, I'm giving Amazon and Google like all of my fucking information anyways. They practically own half my soul. If Google Calendar shut down tomorrow, I'd be dead. Like just straight up, like what would I do? How would I do my work? What is my week by week? You know, I couldn't survive. So I'm at the point where I'm like, okay, whatever. It's like, as soon as our robot overlords come, like I'll fucking take a knee, you know. I'm ready. But like I do understand the concerns for sure.
Yeah, I mean, in the big picture, I think it's a benefit in that, like, you know, it'll serve you the ads before you even know you need them.
Yep.
And so, like, sometimes I'll just be on Amazon and be like, oh, you know what? They recommended me this. I need that, actually. But it works, and I'm appreciative of that. But there's a dark side to that as well.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I do the exact opposite. I fucking, like, even if, like, I get served ads that I'm like, this would be beneficial, I'm not going to buy it because I saw it through a fucking advertisement. But it, like, I should. Because sometimes it's a legitimately good suggestion.
Yeah, I would. And it makes me feel good to click on those ads because I'm like, someone on the back end is going to be happy that their ad worked. So, like, I want to encourage
You're
more
looking
of
out
that.
for the little men.
I encourage that.
The ad servers.
You know, the funniest thing about me being invited to this podcast was I was like, at some point we're going to have to talk about investing, and I'm going to have to talk to Graham about what I do.
Yeah, what's your investment
let's
strategy
talk
like?
about that. It's a good segue.
Yeah.
Oh, God. So, nothing.
What do you mean nothing?
Exactly.
He's liquid, baby.
Are you just 100% cash? How long have you been cash for?
No, like, okay, let me explain. Like, okay, I have a lot of bad tendencies when it comes to cash. And here's my best example. So, when I was first on Team Dignitas and we got paid a salary of like, I think base minimum was like, you got paid like, I don't know, like $1,500, $1,800 a month, but I had to pay rent. So like, it was like, I paid $1,000 back to rent. And then I paid for a lot of food for like everyone. Like people would argue about food, so I would just pay food for my team all the time. I remember one time we beat TSM, and our owner Odie was like, yo, dinner's on me. And everyone's like, oh yeah, dinner's on him, baby. We go to the most expensive place nearby. Literally, we had to Google the most expensive place and we went there. It was like a 4-course meal. Everyone ate. They ordered like 7 appetizers, and I got the bill and I showed it to him, and he's fucking furious. And
How
he's
much
like,
was it?
It was like honestly, it was like $800. But he was like, fuck it, I'll pay for it. But he never did. So like, I had to pay for that. And I found that after I left Dignitas the first year of LCS, I had like less than like I want to say it was less than like $5,000 in my bank account.
My gosh.
Because I never check my bank account. Like the money can literally go like this. Like, I'll check like every like other week, or essentially like it just goes like this. And when I look at bank account statements, so I had to stream 29 of 30 days next month to make enough money to actually live.
That's okay.
Yeah.
You get a day off. That's cool.
Yeah, got a day off. But like essentially, like I don't know. My investment has just been like, I have like someone who does stocks for me. I give him money. I'm like, you fucking do whatever you want. I have another stock portfolio that I have for fun that I do whatever I want, and then that's it. And then that's like half of my money.
Okay. Well, I guess at that point, if you have someone managing your investments, then it's just how much of your income do you save? Is it more than 20%?
Like 40%.
That's good. So, at that, it could be worse. If it's being invested, I think 40% is a great amount to save.
He approves.
Hey, that's good.
Approves.
That's approved.
I mean, if you could save more, I'd much rather you save 50. But 40 is not bad. I mean, honestly, if someone saves more than like 15 to 20%, like in the big picture, they're doing well. Most people are not able to even do that. So you saving 40 is great.
Yeah, we don't have high overhead. We just sit in a room.
That's true.
Yeah. Yeah, so last time we talked, I was telling you about how I sold all of my stocks.
Good timing.
Good timing. So now I got to ask you, when do I get back in? I know this is not financial advice, but tell me what I should do.
Man. All right, so you're gonna buy some call options on this.
Okay.
On this date that expires.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh man, I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the market keeps going down. I also wouldn't be surprised if just it levels off. I don't think there's a lot of good catalysts right now that would cause us to see another big rally. And a lot of people are waiting for the Fed to come back and like come to the rescue, or stop raising interest rates, or for inflation to come down. So I think if we see the economy improving, I think the market will start to recover at that point. If it were me, I would probably say dump 20% in now, and then the remaining 80% you could just dollar cost average it over the next year.
Yeah, I'll do that.
And maybe you miss out on the bottom, but it's so difficult to time the bottom exactly.
Yeah.
So you want to just hit around it. The market's already down about 25% from the peak, so you're
That's
already
that's plenty.
doing it. For tech, it's down like 30-35%.
Yeah, those guys
some stocks are down like 80%.
Yeah, Netflix is suicide right now.
Yeah. So I'd say, but I would just index fund it. I know you would go like, on Simon Property Group, but I would just do a broad index, play it boring, and just dollar cost average over a year.
So
that's probably what I'd do.
Call options on AMD?
Yes.
I'll literally pull up my phone right now.
What if I was just like Dogecoin? All in Dogecoin.
Yeah.
Trust me.
I feel like, all right, he knows something I don't.
I unironically made like 30% on that, but it was the worst 30% I've ever made. Because I was on my phone.
Yeah.
Like, I understand why the stock market closes. Because I was on my phone being like, the whole day.
Yeah.
The whole time. Elon Musk tweets, sell.
Yeah.
Fucking
right.
sell.
Yeah. Now, what I find really interesting is throughout the entire crypto market, Bitcoin has gone down tremendously. Ethereum has gone down a lot.
Oh, how bad.
Dogecoin has stayed exactly the same.
Really?
5 cents.
That's
Bitcoin is down
hilarious.
20%. Dogecoin stays at 5 cents.
We call that resistance.
That sounds like financial advice.
I don't know. Well, it's a fact. I mean, you could look at it. But
sounds like
I find it interesting.
That is interesting.
Now, but here's the thing. I have a feeling if it falls below 5 cents for a sustained period of time, it's over. I mean, maybe it goes down to a penny. But the fact that it's remaining at 5 cents tells me that, it's strong enough with a community behind it to maybe that's the bottom. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
All on Dogecoin.
Oh,
I won't even buy real Dogecoin. I'll just buy like the fake Dogecoin on the apps. You don't really get the crypto. You just get like
Robinhood.
Yeah.
But they came up with a wallet now. I don't know if you could transfer.
I haven't even looked at anything in a long time, but I just remember being like, oh, with my strategy right now is like, after I looked at my stocks a month ago, for like a week, like every week, I was like, let's just put this down and I'll just wait, because it doesn't look pretty. It's a lot of red.
Yeah.
I'd be curious to see what you're invested in now. Do you know? Do you have any idea? Do you get a statement?
Yeah, from my financial guy?
Yeah,
or from me? From my financial guy. Oh shit.
I'm curious if I won't read it off what it is, but if you have like a statement.
Let me go see.
I'm just curious like what it's invested in.
Yeah.
Like, what he has your money in.
Well, he's doing that. What? Do you think crypto is going to come back? gonna bounce back?
I mean, people say that like every time it's come back, you enter a crypto winter.
Yeah.
That's gonna last 1 to 3 years, and then it comes back even stronger. I'm always a firm believer that continues to happen until it doesn't, and so it may just rebound in 3 years from now. Everyone's saying, oh, the next time it's gonna go up is the Bitcoin halving. I think it's 2024.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Oh, cool.
But you never know. I mean, people compare sometimes Bitcoin to like the tulip bubble and all these other previous bubbles, and you see that like, well, very few bubbles have gone on this long and have popped and lost 90% and then come back and then lost 90% and come back. So
I'll be honest, when like people talk to me about crypto, I always feel like they're just really good at rationalizing stuff, because I'm good at rationalizing stuff. So they're like, oh no, it's just like because of this or because of that, and because I know not enough technical stuff to be like, yeah, that's right. I just trust them. And then I realize like everyone sounds the same, because they all just believe it. It's like I'm listening to a cult. They all believe in their own fucking like religious belief of crypto, from the crypto Jesus, and then of their own Jesus. And it's just like, okay, well, which one of these Jesus is like
the real one?
Yeah, the real one. Like, which one
That's
sinned?
what I don't like about crypto, is that people take, if you say anything negative, it's as though you've offended them personally, and you've talked negatively about like their family by talking negative about crypto.
Well, it's because it's a cult. So like they're all in. They're all in on the cult. So like, but the cult I've never seen a cult like 100x my like income before. So it's like,
but these cults have also lost a lot of money.
Yes.
Me.
I when crypto was really big, like 4 or 5 years ago, I went in on I don't even remember the coin. It wasn't Ethereum or Bitcoin. I went in on like a third party coin.
It's an altcoin.
An altcoin, yes.
Yeah, I'm curious which one it is.
Oh, it was.
This would have been 2017.
It was a Korean coin. I don't remember. It was Icon, ICX.
Okay, sure.
My friend did a lot of research for me. I talked to him about it, and he and to this day, my friend still trades in that market, and he does fantastic. He's up like 1 million pretty much over the course of the last couple of years. But it's still to this day, he's like, I don't know what happened. And I'm like, that's just happened. That's just whatever. I don't care. But like, yeah, I'm down like 10K overall from there. I'm down like 30K from options. And I'm like, I'm never touching either of them ever again.
Yeah, that's good. Listen, I think crypto is fine if you're investing less than 5 to 10% of your portfolio at the very most. Then I think it's acceptable. You could take the risk, and even if it goes to zero, I mean, so what? You lose 5%.
Yeah.
So that's the way I kind of see it. I think it can be a good hedge. It makes sense to me that Bitcoin could be a universally accepted store of wealth. It makes sense. So I'd say 5% it.
The funniest thing is, and I think I told you this as well, Michael, but like in esports, like LCS in particular, everyone bandwagons the same money-making schemes. So it went from like the crypto, like fucking crazy crypto craze back in, I don't know, 2017, whatever. Then it went to weed stocks. I'm not even kidding. Every LCS player, half of them are in every single time. You can just talk to them. They're always like, yeah, boy, weed stocks are great. And then like it crashes and like, oh, fuck, I lost or whatever. And they're in the next thing. And they're in the next.
Yeah.
Yes. NFTs. Literally, like I know people who just dropped from playing pro to become like a professional Axiom, like, or Axiom Infinity person. And I'm just like, that is crazy to me. I ask them how much they make and they're like hundreds of thousands a year. I'm like, oh my fucking God.
Well, it works.
It works, and you're kind of legally exploiting people from under like represented countries.
Well, it's the people who are buying in. I don't know if it's exploiting them so much as the people who are buying in now.
Yeah.
To fund some of those people getting out, or it's risky. I just see all of these things. So many of them went to zero in 2018 when that crypto market crashed. So probably going to happen again. But I would love for Bitcoin and Ethereum to like be the Amazon that comes out of it and like
comes out good.
Yeah, I would love for that, but we'll see.
Do you have your
I just updated the app because I haven't used it in the 2 months since I fucking looked at it last. Hold up a sec.
Do you have any like? You seem like you work a lot. Do you have like any hobbies outside of aquariums and videos?
I like going to the gym. I mean, I feel like everyone to some degree likes going to the gym if they're into that. But my hobby is work. I love working. I love making money. Like, that's my hobby.
I understand the
reasonable.
first part and not the second part.
That's reasonable.
I hate making money. Everything I do is like the antithesis of making money. I like to burn money.
You should try making money.
I like to
Try it. Give it a shot.
I like to burn money. Like it's funny because when people talk to me about how much I made over the years, everyone always assumes I made a lot, and I'm like, I've made like next to nothing. I reject like 98% of sponsors, probably 99 plus. I like don't fucking do anything that like is there to make me money. I just spend it on stuff that I think is kind of cool, and that's it.
Like, what would you spend? Give me an
for
example.
instance,
Something
like
cool.
I am currently doing some stuff where like or for instance, I did a VTuber model like a year or two ago, and that cost me like 10 grand essentially to get everything running. Like just even like it's like a video, and the actual model itself was like 5 to 10 grand. And like if I want to do another one, which may or may not be happening, that's gonna cost me another like 10 grand essentially. And like the return on it is definitely possible, but like for me it's just a fun thing. Like I use it to collaborate with other people I wouldn't be able to normally.
But you could still do that and still have fun, but pick a sponsor that you enjoy working with. Like, why do you turn down 98? Is it because they're scammy? Is it
I
because
just don't feel like it. I don't like them. I don't like working with there's some like
They're mean to me.
yeah. There's just some sort of control that you give up, or some sort of like it like for me. And so like I'm at the point where like I don't quite have $1 million, which I probably should have like 3 years ago. But it's like enough to where like I don't think I'll ever have financial woes. So like I don't really have any immediate like.
There's no burning push to
Yes.
like, I gotta take the sponsor.
If anything, it's like
That's
I have
good.
a more push to like do better content, or like do like more interesting things, because I have more power now. I have more like I'm like a wizard. You know, I like over the years I've gotten more powerful because I've
leveled up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like, but like, why am I still doing similar spells I cast when I was like a fledgling, like a little tiny like
a beginner wizard.
A beginner
Yeah.
wizard.
A little warlock.
I'm I'm
The
an
peasants.
archmage now. Like, I should be like casting meteors and shit.
Sure.
So like I feel like that's what I look forward to more than like any kind. The money stuff, I'm just like.
That's fair. I get that, but I do think there would be a good middle ground where you could find a sponsor that gives you the full control.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I find that like one of the hardest things to do is work. It's like when you know you need help on the back end, right? But finding people to help you work on that end is very difficult.
What would they do for you specifically?
Whether it's like, if I wanted a manager, for instance, I'd want someone who is able to kind of look forward and like maybe look at like brand growing opportunities. But like I can't find someone that really understands me that well. It's like I'll find someone who like understands what I do, and they'll watch me and be like, okay, but like having them be able to think independently. I always think of it as like the PA is someone you tell what to do, and someone else is like whatever manager, whatever business development guy is someone who's looking out for like the future.
Yeah.
And like you don't eventually like you work with a lot of PAs and maybe to develop into more of the X, but finding someone over here a little bit difficult.
Yeah, if it were me, I'd tell you to do more sponsors. I'd be looking at your best
Make
performing
more
videos.
money.
Yeah, I'd just show you a sheet. Be like, here's money spent. Here's money in, money out. We gotta
Make
get
more
this
like
bigger
this.
and this smaller.
That's true.
And I'd be looking at your best performing videos. Be like, do more of those.
And he'd be like, I
You got a
don't
sponsor?
understand.
Be like, yeah,
that
I don't
shit."
want to do those. I'd be like, but you gotta do that.
Yeah.
You know?
That's
Like,
why I'm like,
now's your time.
I understand being very frustrated to
Yeah.
work with, which is why it's
Yeah.
like I'm fortunate enough to be in a position where I can kind of choose to be stupidly picky. Not even like funny, like smart picky.
Yeah.
It's like dumb picky.
Yeah.
So why not go to the sponsors that you've already done and just because there's 2% that you've said yes to, and why not go to them?
They're like
and
a
say,
one-time thing. It's like when they want to promote
Oh.
something, I appreciate it. I'll put it this way: like I haven't taken a YouTube sponsor in like 2 years.
Wow.
Regardless of the
Yeah.
size of my YouTube, and at one point it was like really big, and at this point it's like dead, but slowly going back up. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's just plenty of great opportunities out there. I think if you opened yourself up to it, yes,
Oh,
there are deadlines and stuff that you gotta usually hit.
You should
those-
promote some like crypto coins. You should probably talk to some
if
NFT people.
you could pump NFTs.
You pump NFTs.
I hear those pay well.
Oh my god.
They'll send you over to Mexico and just gamble. Just gamble on stake.
I'm ready.
Just imagine you go from this to be like, guys, I'm streaming on stake right now.
Dude,
Check this out. I'm in Mexico. Times are
Dude, I'm
great.
not gonna lie, when I look at those contracts, I'm like, that person the people who are streaming on stake make what I'm worth, like financially, in like a year or two, like in half a year. I'm just like, what do I say?
What was the one? It was like $3 million a month for streaming on one of those. I wasn't Rubat. I think it was Stake, and I think it was $3 million
I've
a month.
heard of higher.
You've heard of higher? Oh my gosh.
So it's like things where I'm like, well, like it's hard to pass up if you like numbers. If you're like a person who like even doesn't appreciate cash, you're like, well, that's a lot of zeros. Like at some point, like the number of zeros is like fucking, oh shit.
Can you tell us the highest offer that you've heard? You don't have to say who got the offer, but just like that you've heard.
I want to say it was $400 to $500 a month.
Well, no, this would be $3 million a month.
Oh, that is the highest offer I've heard.
Yeah.
That is a lot.
So you could look it up. It was a leaked.
Oh, it was Aiden Ross, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So it was on that. But who was the other guy? Miskiff was also talking on his stream. He turned down the offer because he would have to move. I think it was to Canada. So it was out of the U.S. But I think they offered him $10 million for the year.
What's the craziest offer you guys have ever got? Not money wise, but just like opportunity wise. Like for instance, I'll start. When I ended my LCS career, a Chinese streaming website reached out to me and was like, "We'll pay you like 6 figures." And this is at the point where like 6 figures for me was like, "What the fuck?" To stream on our website full time. You'll have like a Chinese only audience, like, but we want you. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? But it was like a real deal for one of the like top 3 or 4 streaming websites.
Oh wow.
That was like the most like, what the fuck? But kind of like, oh, okay, I have to kind of consider it. But like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I mean, I get so many offers. There's one I felt bad about turning down, but it was over $1 million. And it was a company that I use all the time. I mean, everyone uses it.
Okay.
Why did you turn it down?
It was conflicting with another sponsor that I had already agreed to. And they had priority. I mean, it was basically a non-compete.
Oh, fair.
But it was, I wanted to make both of them work, but they were both kind of in the same category, and it was like, but I liked them. I liked them a lot, so it's tough to turn that one down because it's like,
I use it all the time.
I
That's
use it
the
all the
best
time.
one.
Most people use this company, so but it didn't work. It didn't work.
Yeah.
It's fucking Google Pay.
I've had so many weird things where I unintentionally am like sponsored by someone. Like I'll get like an offer, like Ridge Wallet has come
Ridge
to me,
Wallets,
and these motherfuckers are like, "Hey, do you want to do sponsorship?" I was like, "Maybe. Can you send me a wallet so I can mess with it?" And like I've had the wallet for like 4 years, and I'd like show it to everyone. I'm like, "This is sweet,"
wallet,
and I've never gotten a fucking sponsorship from. Like it just never went through.
Yeah.
Like
for me, I got to say my favorite sponsor though was Vessi.
what's that?
They're the shoes.
Oh, is that the waterproof?
Yeah,
shit?
the waterproof.
Are those really good?
shoes. Yeah, we only did
Shoes?
I only did one sponsor with them, and it did not convert because the shoes are so expensive. It's like $150 shoe.
Yeah.
And my audience is not sitting there and be like, I need a waterproof shoe for $150. But I have worn them for 2 years nonstop.
It
It is the shoe that I've gotten the most wore out of ever. And I love Vessies, and I talk about them now just
for fun.
They
for
got
fun.
you.
Yeah, but it was amazing. I love their shoes.
Yeah.
I wish they would come back and sponsor
They
again.
converted you.
But I just don't think it converted. But,
Yeah.
But now it's like I wear them. I'm not wearing them today, but they're what I wear 95% of the time. I love their shoes, and they sent different colors: the black, tan, white. Love them.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it when
And
they
they're
send you
waterproof.
free
And so,
shit.
like, I'm washing the car the other day, and the hose went down on my shoe. I'm like, oh crap, my socks are. Wait a second, I got my Vesties.
Oh my god.
Serious. There's so many times where I've stepped in water and be like, oh, I'm wearing my Vesties.
That's
so nice.
Crazy.
Like,
Yeah, I just think
they're
their shoes are too expensive. If they brought it down to like $60, they would sell so well.
$60 for $150. That's a lot.
But they'd have to. I don't know how many sales are getting $100 and something.
Yeah.
Especially if you've never worn the shoe before.
Yeah, it really doesn't. Yeah, it's tough to say. You say you like making money quite a bit. Is there like not an end goal? Is there like a massive thing that you would like to buy?
No, there's
No.
really nothing I want to buy.
Is that frustrating?
Sometimes.
Because you just like have a big number.
Yeah, I like collecting, so I guess like if I were gonna start spending money, I would love to collect rare cars.
That's pretty cool.
Like a Toyota 7000 GT is one of those cars that I would love to own one day, or a Lexus LFA would be another one. And probably art, I think, would be kind of cool.
Yeah. I think that's like the classic rich thing to do.
Yeah.
Is get some like art and nice cars. Yeah.
Yeah. So I really want, one day I'd love a Keith Haring. I remember growing up like in the 90s and like having the Keith Haring shirts.
What's a Keith Haring?
Is that like a
He's an artist. Yeah, he's an artist, and he makes sometimes these colorful sort of like people figures,
Yeah.
really basic looking art. But I just remember that being hugely popular. Like as a kid, I was like 3 years old wearing the Keith Haring shirts. He's cheap compared to like the Banksies and stuff like that.
Right.
But I think that would be cool. But it just seems like a big chunk of money to still plunk down on something like that when I should be right now investing.
Right. What about like vacations or experiential shit? Do you like doing vacations?
It's hard to take time off work. I mean,
Reasonably,
the tough part for like I would enjoy the vacation, but I'm in my head so often. Like,
and you're like, I could be spending this time on this.
Yeah,
other
or I'm
thing.
thinking about stuff. Like I could be, we went to Hawaii for I think 5 days, and it's tough to be in the moment when I'm thinking like, what's happening in the markets and what thumbnail do I need to use on this video and how is it performing? Oh, it's not doing that well. I got to change the title. What's the title? I'm just constantly thinking. So when I'm separate from that, I'm sure I would love to travel.
Yeah.
But right now it's tough to
Separate from that.
Yeah, it's tough to separate the two because it's all I do.
Right.
And so right now it's tough.
Gotcha.
But I would like to one day.
Yeah.
That's crazy. You're on like the super grind right now. It feels like for me, like I'm not there. I was there for like a year or two, and I'm like kind of off. But like because I stream so much and I have like a contractual hour basis that's a little disgusting. I have to stream a lot. But I tend to like miss up like a lot of vacation or opportunities because of that. Because it is like essentially I can't take more than 5 days of break a month.
A year.
Yeah. It feels like that.
5 days is, I mean, that's fine. I mean, but I look at that and be like, hey, that sounds nice, man. 5 days a month off.
That's true. Maybe you know what? Maybe you're right.
Yeah. I don't know. For me, I worry that the career online is so fickle. And every year for me has been better than the last. And so I'm worried about like, realistically, how long do I have in a career like this? Mm-hmm. And so I just mentally want to make the most of it while I'm here because I know it's not going to last forever. And so I play it very safe on that. So it's like I may as well, not miss an upload. I'm going to continue as long as I can.
And then you can vacation after.
Yeah. And I just know there's a point naturally. It seems like very few people last more than 7 years and almost no one lasts 10. And I'm on year 5.5, I think it is. Oh. So I'm getting to that range where it's
I'm on 11.
You're on 11. Yeah, very few people have a career that long. Very few. So you're one of the probably a 1/10% who's been doing it this long.
Yeah.
I'm dying soon.
Yeah, you're like getting up there in dog years.
Yeah. But like Mr. Beast would be a good example of someone who's just like consistently grown and hit it out of the park.
Yeah.
Nelk is another great example. They were doing this since like 2011 or 12, and their content I think just keeps getting better. So it exists, but it's so hard.
Yeah, it's very interesting because like we're also friends with people like Ryan Higa.
Yeah.
Where it's like he was a superstar essentially.
Yeah, he's the first YouTuber I ever watched.
Yep.
Platform.
He's really chill. He's like one of the most like down to earth guys. Period. And even now I'm like he can come back at any point and be fucking awesome. But like he chose purposely not to stream on YouTube. For his own like mental, he just streams on Twitch, and like he didn't even take a partner contract for like months, like just because it just wanted to be like his thing because he just wanted to chill and relax.
Yeah,
that's good.
I feel like at some point he's gonna come back. I like
to see that.
Yeah, I think he's still a beast. Honestly.
I think Filthy Franks can come back too.
You think so?
No.
Oh my god!
Come on, man.
You know something we don't.
Dude, that guy's first videos they get like fucking
my God.
removed instantly.
Yeah, you'll never even see it. Sometimes I go back and watch those old videos. Pretend like it's time.
The ones that aren't like banned, and you have to watch them do like
on someone else's channel.
Re-uploads of like the re-upload.
Yeah, and it's like backwards.
Yeah,
and, like, the voice is slightly misaligned.
It's like it's like a different age of YouTube where like the stuff back then that was legal was like or allowed was like, oh my god, like people were just hurting themselves.
That's the best age ever.
That was some crazy shit. Yeah,
I miss those 3-minute prank videos. Oh, the social experiments. It's a prank, bro. It's a prank.
Dude, it's one of those things where Oh, even nowadays, like people think YouTube's a lot tamer, and maybe it is. Like, for sure it is for a lot of things. I don't know if it's necessarily all bad, but there were some. It was just the Wild West back then.
Yeah,
I think for sure the actual Wild West.
Yeah, they're definitely. I think right now they're really trying to compete with the TikTok route and offer shorts. But I don't know. I think YouTube should just stick with the long form content.
Yeah, their TikTok or the Shorts algorithm is ass compared to TikTok's.
Yeah, I mean it doesn't keep me on as long. Like TikTok, I could be on for an hour. YouTube Shorts, it'll get to a point where I'm like, and I don't like how you see the TikTok logo on there. It's like it's constant advertising for TikTok.
Yeah.
YouTube, I think, should take a stab at Spotify for podcasts. They should really be upping podcasts, I think.
I'm just surprised because I feel like they're such a gigantic, like, giant.
Yeah.
Like, they should be doing, like, a bunch of random shit.
It's probably hard for them because it's such a big company.
Too
Like,
much
you
red
can't
tape.
act with it because there's, like, so much space on, like, the YouTube homepage. Like, each pixel has got to be worth so much time and bureaucracy in the back rooms. To be like, hey, we want our icon for the Shorts team, and the like main channel team is like, shut the fuck up, Shorts team. Yeah.
And I've heard a lot of those departments don't even talk to each other.
Dude, yeah.
So they're completely separate. So you can't just be like, go to the design team as an engineer on something else. And want something done.
Oh, I do have a question, Graham.
Yeah.
Because you're a big financial guy. Do you have someone who you watch for financial advice? Is that funny?
I watch everybody. I probably watch every finance channel imaginable.
Really?
Yeah. I spend a lot of time
How
on
do you
YouTube.
upkeep that with your work?
2x speed.
Oh.
Yeah. I listen to everyone 2x speed, but it's also like when I'm in the car, I'll be listening to something. So I could probably get out like 4 videos while I'm in the car.
Your most enjoyable channel you watch right now. It doesn't have to be finance. It's on YouTube. Do you have one? Something that you're just like, fuck. Oh, and the video gets
Sounds
uploaded.
so
Like,
stupid.
I gotta watch.
Probably Nelk. I kid you not. It's like the least finance. But I think it's just funny video. Like, those are my favorite. I watch, or Steve will do it. I watch all those videos.
The guy who just gives money to Dana White.
Your Dana, we just bought you a Rolex.
Yo, yeah. Hey, man. Yeah. What about you?
That would be a fun concept, is just giving money to rich people.
That would,
Like,
and seeing them not give a fuck.
I like long form stuff. So like I was like big on Something Salt for a long time.
Ooh,
I would literally
quite
just be
good.
like, Something Salt's got anything on? I'm just eating.
Yeah.
I'm like eating lunch to it. I'm just watching the
Yeah,
whole thing.
that's like a speedrunner.
Okay.
Common, like, like he like goes back in history of speedrunning. And
got it. Okay.
He has like long form videos. Like, talking
They're
like
really
an
good.
hour, like
Yeah.
40 minutes an hour. So like I'll watch that, and then like anytime Donkey uploads something, I'm like, I fucking
Always,
love Donkey,
yeah.
so I have to watch him.
You gotta.
Yeah.
You know, I watch Philip DeFranco. I
Oh,
watch a lot of his videos.
Yeah, he has some good stuff.
Yeah.
News. Yeah.
Like, that's my news. Like, I
Yeah,
get more
yeah.
news from him than from like
Than
an actual
actual
news.
news,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't watch the news. My news
It's probably smart. Probably a good idea to stay away from that.
I feel like news for me it's like, because I feel like social media brings you too close to stuff. It's like I like to consume news at a less than daily rate or hourly rate, because there's just too much like stuff that can kind of pull the whole emotional spectrum. Like if you really wanted to see every tragedy in the world, we're at the point where you can see like every tragedy in every country on like a minutely basis. So it's like for my news or whatever, I like to like look at it after like a week or 2 weeks. I'm like, okay, like this happened, that was kind of big, or this happened, that was kind of big. And if it's like really big, like someone dies or like a pope that's coronated, I'll like know about it. But for the most part, it's like I keep my distance because I like to be happy.
Yeah. I bet most people could probably turn off the news for a year and really not miss much.
Yeah.
And if it is significant, you'll hear it from somebody else.
I think daily news is like what you do for financial stuff must be crazy because it like grates on you.
Yeah, but financial news is not depressing. It's usually just like, for me, I find it interesting.
Okay,
It's
I
all
think
like
that's
different
fair.
policies and stuff like that. And Reddit is another great resource because they'll sometimes pull from Twitter.
Yeah.
So immediately when something's posted, I'll see it on Reddit.
Yeah, that's how I found out Betty White died. I saw
Yeah, same with me.
on Reddit. I was scrolling and I saw a picture of it was her face cut in half and it was put next to a cutout half of XXX Tentacion's face, and it was like clouds in heaven. And I was like, no fucking way. And I looked it up, and she was dead.
You're kidding. Oh my god.
Which is probably the best way to consume news is
That's
through
true.
post-market memes.
Gosh.
Oh yeah. We've gotten to that part in the segment where Toast transitions to viewer questions.
Oh, I couldn't pull up my account because I forgot my password. But you know, I apologize.
All right.
All right. So every time we do viewer questions, I think on the subreddit you can submit viewer questions. Today asked Rob, what do you consider your biggest mistake in life, and what did you learn from it?
Yeah. This is an interesting name. Rob DeBobrob.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. I would say one of my the mistake I talk about the most often was I really did not believe in credit cards when I was younger. And so
still don't.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah.
No, I know I need to, but keep going.
Yeah. I mean, I was taught that credit's bad, and you shouldn't need a credit card. So it's better just to avoid it.
Yeah.
And so I was 18 years old, 19 years old, and some people were telling me, get a credit card. You need a credit card. I thought I was so much better than everyone else because I had a debit card, and I didn't need a credit card. And then when I wanted to start buying real estate, I went to a lender. And they pulled my credit, and it was zero. I mean, it's nothing because I had no history at all of any credit. And they denied me a loan when I was buying real estate. And I couldn't get a loan, and their only advice was, maybe you could get a cosigner. But neither of my parents had good credit. So it really put me back in those very beginning years because I didn't have a credit card. And it would have been so easy for me just to get like a BS $300 limit on something, just put gasoline on it. Yeah. So that was a pretty big mistake and easily avoidable.
Yeah. Credit card, yeah, I feel that.
Yeah. Do you have a credit card?
See, I have one that I've never charged or activated, but I have it on the account, and it's improved my credit score. Just owning it. Yeah.
Without activating it.
You're going to love this.
Yeah.
Someone opened up a credit line in my name.
That's awesome.
And used it for multiple years, accrued incredible credit, and stopped using it at a bank I never used. And I just look at it sometimes on my credit history, and I was like, "What the fuck happened here?"
So that's identity theft.
Kind of,
but in like a Robin Hood.
And so, I actually have insanely good credit for someone who doesn't use it.
Did you make sure they closed?
Yeah, the account doesn't exist.
Wow.
But I essentially have really good credit.
Dude, you had like an angel.
Yeah.
Why would they? So here's my question: why would they pay it down?
I thought it was like a co-sign thing with me and my mom, or like me and my parents. I forgot about. I don't know what happened. Maybe it was me, and it just ended up happening. But it was like a different bank I've never used. I've never used another bank in my life before.
So sometimes they reroute certain loans or stuff like that.
Maybe
it'll be sold off to another bank. I mean, it's possible.
In my head, it's better to think of it as like a Robin Hood-esque figure that saved my credit score.
That. Okay, let's.
So my credit score is great. It's 7 something whatever, and I'm just okay, cool. But I also have a credit card that I like. This is really weird. I lose my credit cards instantly. I get them in a week. They're just gone. I'm like, I don't need them, so I just debit everything. And so which is really bad. Yeah. I understand. But it's just, my credit score's really good. So I'm just wow, this turned out to be okay for me, but I probably should use my credit card.
You can always get a business line. The Carrot credit card? Do you know that guy? Eric White? Yeah. That
seems so weird.
Why?
I don't know. It's like a credit card for creators, right?
Yeah.
So Carrot is this guy starting a credit line for people who do I don't know, content creation, and you don't need credit to get approved for a certain limit. You just need to have followers, essentially.
Yeah, it's kind of based on your follower count is the limit, within reason, of course. But I think it's a smart concept. I keep telling, how are you going to make money? Because it's the rewards are too good. We shouldn't be getting this much back in cash back. It's 2 to 5% cash back on certain. It's a really good card. But I think the goal in the future is to have a network of creators that
you could say you have, right?
Yeah, and then you could say, hey, Apple is coming out with their new phone or AirPods or whatever. We have this huge network. Do you want to send this as a perk for our credit card? And then what is that worth on the back end if everyone gets the iPods or whatever it might be, and they post about it? So there's got to be a value to that.
An interesting one.
Yeah. Okay, but that's a great card. I'd recommend that.
Wow,
for both of you.
The Carrot card.
Yeah. Oh yeah, here
Wow,
Adam.
is this a
Sure.
ad? I didn't know we were
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
sponsored
but hold
here.
on,
I gotta see it though.
Yeah, it's heavy. Look,
Yeah.
I'm gonna drop it.
What?
Yeah.
Whoa, 7132.
Expires 11 slash.
Security code.
Oh god.
That is a good card.
Yeah, it's a good card. It's got weight to it. It's and you could get them in different colors.
I've heard this
Steel.
like when it rains and pours. I heard about this less than a month ago from Tina. And I was like, that's interesting. Someone's starting this new, and then you said it again. I'm like,
Yeah, get it.
it's
I
getting
could
around.
just put you in touch with him.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I'm sure you've met him. He goes to a lot
Yeah,
of
yeah.
these.
He was there at the Streamer Awards.
Oh.
and he was there at the Creator Clash event.
I
Oh, yeah,
was
yeah,
not
yeah.
there, but I was just watching you guys from the comfort of my bedroom. I was like, okay, what's going on?
You should have been there.
I fucking
It was fucking crazy.
Yeah, I should have been.
Yeah, I definitely want to go next year.
Yeah.
To, like, not to compete, but just
No.
like to see it. Holy shit.
I want to be able to go backstage though, like because it's an experience that you don't get when you're like even in the front row. But
Yeah.
it's like being backstage and like the
I mean, like,
Maybe we can.
I bet we could.
As
I bet we could.
ex-contestants, we're not even
Yeah.
say like
we can ask
Yeah.
Ian. Yeah, he'll
I
let us
bet
know.
we could, and we could offer words of encouragement, you know, behind the scenes.
Don't
like,
get
you got
hit,
this,
okay?
man. Yeah, just don't get hit.
Oh, did we answer this?
What? What's
few-
Oh,
your,
you did.
Unlimited
yeah, what
money.
is your
No,
biggest
no.
regret?
My biggest regret?
Or, yes, biggest mistake.
Huh. You know, that when I was in LCS, like 10 years ago, 11 years ago, I said my biggest regret was I didn't defend my teams publicly on social media, my teammates. Because I felt like they were getting shit on social media, and I didn't defend them regardless. Instead, I would, behind the scenes, be like, this shit doesn't matter, don't listen to it, all that stuff. Now, 11 years from now, with OTV, when one of my friends gets shit on, I still don't defend them publicly, but I think it's okay to do it privately. I feel like my thoughts have just changed about the situation. So I don't know what happened. I didn't learn anything from my biggest regret. That was my biggest regret for years.
Not learning anything.
And I didn't learn a single thing. Cause now I'm like, maybe what I did before was okay. And I just really got into this thing where like social media is a fucking like hellhole sometimes, where like having to like kind of navigate it is a very tricky tightrope situation.
Yeah.
And like maybe like when I thought about it then and when I think about it now, it's like they're both right. You could do it either way. But my biggest regret turned into, oh, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Weirdly
That's
enough.
good.
Yeah.
Just do that when you regret stuff.
Yeah. Just, what about you?
It was yours.
Nothing. I don't do. I'm perfect. No. I don't like. I think spending a year on Oahu was a bad idea. I moved over there because of a relationship. I actually went to the college I went to due to my relationship at the time, and like, it's good to like learn not to do that. But it sucks when the only lesson is don't fucking do that, because that was a bad idea. So I wouldn't have done that. I feel like that was a solid like year and a half of difficulty and strife that I brought upon myself. So yeah.
and
like
you just
time
learn
was-
not to do that.
Just don't do that.
Just don't do
Just
that.
don't move
Okay.
across an ocean for a relationship. Probably. Yeah.
But state lines is okay, just not across.
State
the-
lines is okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Just-
Contiguous United States checks out.
It's just when there's a water
Just when it's a
barrier.
lot. Yes, it's just a greater ocean system between you.
So Catalina's off limits.
Let's see the next one. If you had unlimited money for 5 minutes, what the fuck kind of question is that?
Okay, I'm assuming they mean like you can't just like ask for anything. You have to go through the process.
Of like going and
Of going
like
with-
where could you go to, like Beverly Hills?
You had the internet. Let's say you had the internet.
Yeah.
Could you guys spend an infinite amount of money online in 5 minutes?
Yeah, I'd probably just buy nonstop cars. I'd probably like
Yeah, you
max
could,
out Teslas. And
Probably
just
have to be
get like
cars.
8 of them, right?
Yeah, because there aren't that many big purchases that you could check out.
That's what I was
that
thinking.
fast.
How fast can you check out like fucking
Yeah.
$1 million
I
purchase?
think you can check out a Tesla like an Amazon purchase. It's fast.
Jewelry, collectible
jewelry, yeah.
coins. You could probably, maybe gold bars.
Yeah.
Maybe you just be like, I'm going to order the max that I can of gold bars.
Yeah. BTS merch.
You could, they're dead.
Yeah, they're dead. That sucks.
You know BTS is gone. They're done.
Really?
Well,
Yeah,
they're
they
disbanding.
fucking died.
They're
That's crazy.
disbanding.
Yeah.
And you know, I heard the news from him. He's the number one BTS.
Oh no! And you found it on Reddit next to Betty White.
I did, yeah. It was just all of half of their faces on Betty White's face. Oh, tough for them.
Yeah. I'd say probably cars, art, coins, anything that you could check out probably
Yeah.
on eBay.
I feel like that's like a reasonable
Watches,
default
actually.
answer. Yeah.
You just pick the
Oh.
most expensive watch.
Don't those
yeah.
go up in price too sometimes?
They can.
Yeah.
They've got, like, COVID has made stuff crazy. Like, watches have gone up, fucking cars
Makes
have
no
gone
sense.
up. Exactly. Like, I'm just like, oh, people just, all right.
Yeah. The global chip shortage scares the shit out of
Yep.
me.
Dogs have gone up.
Yeah.
Pets have gone
But,
to
yeah.
the moon.
But now, in fairness, it is costing more to manufacture.
Pets?
So, no, we're talking about like cars and stuff like that. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
But no, pets too, because you have to think like the cost of labor is going up.
Yeah.
Cost of food, dog food is going up. Rents are going up. Overhead's going up. Their insurance is going up. So it's like that has to be factored in
These
somewhere.
dogs are from like Russia. Some of
Oh, I don't know.
Actually,
I
some
mean-
of them are from this state. A lot of them are.
Yeah, but then think like if you're buying a ticket to ship these dogs or whatever, then that's more expensive.
Yeah.
Have you tried getting something shipped from China during COVID?
No,
It is like a multi-month process.
oh, I believe it.
It's like a 2.
Well, it
3
was
month-
like that before COVID too, so now I can only imagine it's.
Yeah.
It's a it's a mess.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you see they're thinking about doing chip manufacturing in like Ohio?
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
I think it's kind of a good idea.
They wanted to bring chip manufacturing to the U.S.
Back to the US, right?
Not really back, but they want to make their own plants here so that they're not reliant.
Yeah,
on other
because it's like,
countries.
it's crazy that Taiwan just has like the main one, TSMC. Like,
Now, isn't it because a part of the metal that is, I forget what it is, but I thought it was like a type of metal that was easier to source from there.
Was
than
that true?
like, yeah.
but I think
that
a lot
was
goes into it, and they have just the most experience
Nickel or
in
something
being
like
able to
that.
do it. And
Yeah, something like that.
call it
But
nickel.
I worry about the cost of doing it in the U.S.
Yeah.
It's probably going to be very expensive, and that
it's probably going to
means
be behind for like 20 years too.
something like that. But it's then the cost of how much is that going to increase the cost of everything else?
True. Yeah.
It's a terrible situation to be in because, like, how do you get yourself out of that without either causing mass unemployment or a recession?
Yeah.
It's kind of have to. You got to pick, like, do we want really high inflation and prices that keep going up, or do we want to just, hit it now, cause a correction?
Yeah. Yeah. That's so weird that like you just can't get chips anymore.
Yeah.
It's such an odd
Well,
thing.
Yeah, and it depends what they're used for. So believe it or not, for cars only use 3% of the overall supply of chips.
Yeah.
What are chips used for? That's not just PCs.
Phones.
Fucking everything.
Yeah,
Your printer
smartphones.
cartridges, your ink cartridges.
Yeah.
Canon had to stop doing DMR for their ink cartridges.
What?
Because they used to have like chips they'd put in each ink cartridge.
Yeah.
And the printer would scan it and be like, okay, it's a Canon ink cartridge, so now you can use it. They had to take that out. So the chip shortage made the product better. Because now you can use anyone's cartridge.
That's awesome.
That's
it's
fantastic.
fucking horrible.
I always
Yeah.
forget how many things are like. I didn't even remember chips were in cars.
Yeah,
like
cars,
you can
phones.
fucking do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're like your braking system. You're like a lot of systems in cars.
The modern car right now has over 3,000 chips.
Wow.
Yeah, and you want like a Mercedes, it's like 5,000 chips. Everything has a chip for something.
Yeah, they manage stuff like your turning radius. Sometimes they'll like put more like power on the outside tires. It's like shit you'd never notice, just to make the car better. Wow. Yeah, it's very cool.
So it's not the gamers that are using the chips. It's not
True. Yeah, it's not the
us.
gamers. Yeah, no.
Mostly smartphones. That's the biggest market for chips.
Yeah.
Is in your phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when people were getting a lot of stimulus checks or just making a lot of money these last few years, they're buying smartphones.
stimulus
And they're not
checks.
recycling their phones. So you buy a new one. What do you do with the old one? Chances are a lot of people just leave them in a drawer.
Yeah, you just toss them.
The garbage. Yeah. That's why some like older cars are worth more than current cars, because they have like chips that the newer models have taken out of them.
Yeah, so they've started to do that now.
just
They're using
fucking
less
weird.
chips.
We're becoming more efficient. In times of stress.
In a way.
Yeah.
Yeah, make cars simpler again.
The COVID has been crazy. I
Yeah.
can't believe COVID and this. Was it chip shortage caused because of COVID, or
Yes.
it's just?
Yeah, so a lot of those plants shut down,
Um,
and then they got behind in manufacturing and didn't anticipate so much demand to come back so fast. So they're behind plus excessive demand, and they can't make enough.
even though
And then then on top of that, then you also have just cost of everything going up. Now shipping costs more, labor costs more. So now their overhead is higher, even if they wanted to operate it the same way. Everything on their end is also higher, so that gets passed on.
And chip manufacturing is not like something you can just spin up a factory for. Like it'll take like 20 years for a new company to learn how to do it to like the current standard, and then by then they'll be behind. Because it's like, it gets smaller, every few years. Like, I think it's like 7 nanometer now.
Dude, tech is so fast. Like, if PCs are any indication, like, I'm outdated in 6 months every year. It's great. I can't imagine for chips.
Yeah, it's a pretty crazy thing. They, like, invented the clean room for chips. Like how they do, like, a NASA-style clean room where you go in and you're like, you have a suit on.
That's kind of sick.
Airlocked, because like even a little bit of like like a speck of skin can cause like a die to fail, and then you have to throw away a die.
What?
It's like a very clean environment.
So we'll see what happens.
Well, like I think this is more pertinent for me, but do you know like how much Twitch went up during COVID?
No.
In 1 month, like when COVID came out for February, right?
Came out.
Or like
when they dropped COVID.
When they dropped COVID, like within 2 months, I think Twitch went up by 30%.
Okay.
Like viewers, period. I think by the next year it was 100%. It's like double, pretty much.
I believe it.
Like Twitch went from no one knew, like niche name, to a household name within the span of 1 year. It's actually crazy. Like Twitch, like COVID, as bad as it said, like kind of made my career, like helped my career a lot. Because of it, it's like
a lot of stay-at-home careers, but I think it also helped TikTok, YouTube. True. It helped massively. Netflix, it did. Anything that you could do when you stay at home.
Not anymore.
But it also got me like now I just naturally like staying home.
Yeah, same.
So it's like now that's my preference, and I never knew how much I enjoyed staying home.
I don't like to be too comfortable at any point because I think if you're too comfortable, like I like having a little bit of stress always. It's like now if I stay home, I'm like I'm too comfortable, which is why like I gotta do something pretty much.
Yeah, it's weird for me now to wear pants, and we're actually wearing pants today.
Yes,
but I would wear sweatpants.
Yes,
all the time.
Yes,
I loved it.
I threw away almost everything that wasn't sweatpants during COVID. No joke. I was just like bought sweatpants. That's it.
Yeah.
COVID's been awesome. So that's what we learned on today's podcast. COVID's good. If you make a mistake, then
that's bad.
It's still okay.
Yeah,
like just a few years. Just reframe your mind around it.
Just mentally, just overcome it.
Let's get over it.
Yeah, just figure it out. I think that about wraps it up for the questions. Thank you so much, Graham Stephan, for coming on the podcast.
This is really enjoyable.
Yeah, absolutely. What else does fucking Toast say? Thank you. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
You can find him on grahamstephan.com/youtube.com.
grahamstephan.com/YouTube. No, I don't know. youtube.com/c/Graham Stephan. You got to say the HTTP :
make sure you have
/
Make sure you have an SSL certificate running on it. All right. Cool. Thank you guys. Goodbye.
See you guys.
Bye.